Who's most likely to always have a smile on their face?
Let me take you dancing like that.
Who's most likely to make someone else jealous? Who's most likely to be a cool mom or dad? Who's most likely to take a prank too far?
It's a remix and I'm coming with that bow bow bow. Pretty bitch, I'm trying.
Who's most likely to stalk their friends?
Watching you now every other day. I've been watching you.
Who's most likely to be the person who's always laughing?
Ooh, baby, do you know that?
Which sign is most likely to
Forget someone's birthday? Who's most likely to have the messiest room?
Me 'cause I'm my dirty laundry.
Who's most likely to abandon their room because of a spider? Who's most likely to get stuck in a baby swing?
I got a big fat ass.
Who's most likely to get caught sneaking out?
Exciting boy, come find me your eyes.
Who's most likely to get really jealous about their crush's girlfriend or boyfriend?
You make me a maniac, but you don't know.
Most likely to leave their kid in the McDonald's play place. Most likely to have a caffeine addiction.
I'll make a cup of coffee for your head.
Most likely to watch a suspicious amount of true crime. Most likely to be a heartbreaker.
This is how to be a heartbreaker.
Most likely to have an unhealthy obsession with a person with curly hair. Most likely to never smile in pictures.
I'm the bad guy.
Most likely to change their personality depending on who they hang out with.
Yes, I'm changing. Yes,
Most likely to have an aesthetic identity crisis every other day.
'cause you're hot and you're cold.
Who's most likely to get kicked out of a store?
I'm spinning while my hands are right. Hold that cup like
Who's most likely to take the longest showers?
I'm not angry anymore. Well, sometimes
Who's most likely to go on a world tour?
Just a flight away. If you want it, you could take a private plane.
Who's most likely to be the one who would always end their relationships?
look me in my face. Tell me that you love me even.
Who's most likely to worry about small things? Who's most likely to hide their boyfriend or girlfriend from their parents?
Hey, come on, you lazy wake up. Hey, come on, take your drums. Hey.
Who's the thickest? Who's most likely to get arrested? Who's the craziest? Who's the most popular? Who gets the most attention from other guys? Who has the best taste in guys? Who's the sensitive one? Who's the meanie? Who's the prettiest? Who's the best at advice? Who's the best dancer? Who's got the best style? Who's the smartest?
Who's most likely to hide their feelings?
As a princess doesn't cry.
Who's most likely to get robbed and not even know it?
Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shit. Post me a pic, finna.
Who's most likely to never get over their ex-best friend?
I can't remember to forget you.
Who's most likely to make a fan page to spy on someone?
So when you gonna tell?
Who's most likely to date someone for clout?
When I grow up, I wanna get famous, I wanna be a star, I wanna be a new.
Who's most likely to have more than 3 children?
Now that was a lot of damage.
Who's most likely to do something dangerous for fun? Who's most likely to go to college? Who's most likely to own their own business? Who's most likely to get into a car accident?
Feels like I'm going insane, yeah.
Who's most likely to win the lottery? Who's most likely to get revenge on their bully?
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
Who's most likely to get jealous really easily? Who's most likely to shoplift? Who's most likely to trip over their own wedding dress? Who's most likely to be the pickiest?
Girl, I love you when we do it.
Who's most likely to be late for a job interview?
If I was you, I'd wanna be me too.
Who's most likely to be a cheater?
The sun goes down on my side of town.
I did the trend survey with my siblings. Who will never have kids?
Fuck them kids.
Who will have kids first?
Do that, baby mama.
Who's the most toxic?
You're toxic.
Who will fight anybody?
Get activated or get hurt.
Who gets in trouble the most?
Oh no. Oh no.
Who's most likely to kill somebody? Who gets mad when they lose a game? Who has the worst attitude?
I don't give a fuck.
Who's the biggest simp?
Ain't gon' lie, Mr. O.U.
Who gets caught first running from the cops?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Who's most likely to sleep in and miss something important?
Baby, won't you come my way?
Who's most likely to have the crazy family?
All you gotta do is move your legs and your hands. I'm the real party man.
Who's most likely to get back together with their ex? Who's most likely to have a job and still do school? Who's most likely to become a really good actor?
So don't keep texting me. I'm not your bitch, stop checking me.
Who's most likely to be the troublemaker?